I think the biggest impact it's had is that you can see your debt-free date. A lot of people, when they enter their debt-free journey, don't know when it's going to end. And that's the biggest reason that people kind of fall off the journey of finish paying off their debt is they don't know when this thing is going to end.
Hey everybody, it's B. Donna Harris here with the Big Voices podcast, where we interview the notable Black in tech.
What's up, guys? Major's back. He's back. He's back. Go ahead, man.
All right, yeah, this is Randall, your Lego robotic and veteran tech here, ready for another podcast. Hey, what's been going on this week, guys?
What's going on with Donald? You've been traveling. What you been doing?
But this past Thursday, I did get a chance to sit on the panel on fireside chat. It's AI and the Black engineer, and what AI means to the Black engineer and how the Black engineer should utilize AI in their workflow. So I had an opportunity to sit on. Yeah, I had an opportunity to sit on the panel with 5 other panelists. And so we had a really good in-depth conversation about AI and the Black engineer. I really enjoyed that. Unfortunately, it wasn't recorded. It was a live virtual panel that was not recorded, and I think they did that on purpose. They did not record it because they wanted to have an honest conversation. Which, yeah,
man, come on. Somebody recorded that, man, live and not recorded.
it was like all I have is screenshots of the call. I think there were probably about a little over 50 Black professionals on that Zoom meeting. But it was a really honest conversation. It was a really good conversation. And we have people that span from developer advocates all the way up to directors of engineering in the conversation. So, man, I wish I wish I would have got Major involved. Major would have been really good. It would have been really good for the conversation. Yeah.
So what? So
what
tell
about
me,
you guys?
No, wait a minute, hold up. So tell me, what AI got to do with me as a Black engineer? Does it know I'm Black? Do I have Ebonics in my syntax?
No, and I don't think we talked about it from that perspective.
Okay.
The perspective we came from was the Black engineer and utilizing AI and what it means for them in their career. But you do bring up an interesting point though, perspective, because there are inherent biases in AI, and it's not because the AI is biased. It's biased because of the infrastructure that is built upon. Because AI is a collection of data points, trees of data points, and when you have within those data points bias that exists, it's going to produce biased results. Just recently, Workday. Have y'all heard about what's going on with Workday? The lawsuit with Workday.
Is it in California?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was reading about that.
Yeah, because so Workday does a lawsuit against Workday for that very thing, bias. Black and black applicants are not getting through the screening process because AI is the initial first screening of the application of the resumes, and so there are hidden biases in there. Not on purpose, but they exist, and they haven't programmed around those biases. And so there is a lawsuit a
I
living,
need
breathing
something.
lawsuit right now against Workday for that reason.
Well, what I was going to say is, yeah, I think it's got to be some biases because when I was actually looking for a new position and the things that I was applying for and automatically getting rejected on, I was like, that don't even make sense. That I don't even get a call back to even or anything like that. It was just crazy.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like I said, unless you're part of the first 100 to apply, and then and now with the institution of AI being involved, with AI doing the first, because they used to HR or recruiter would do the first screening. So now they leaving it up to AI. AI
Yeah,
does AI just kicking them out. AI is not looking at context. AI not looking at a lot of things, and there are some other things that go beyond racial. They said even some of the biases where people, if you have gaps in your work history, gaps for different reasons, like gaps for paternity and maternity gaps, gaps for sickness and illness and things like that. AI doesn't understand the context of a gap that may exist, and so if they see a gap, just kicked out automatically without even looking at your resume, without even giving you an opportunity. And
right.
so it's this is a thing they're gonna have to figure out. They're going to have to figure out a way to tackle this issue, because otherwise it's gonna be a lot of well qualified people missing out on opportunities because AI didn't think they were qualified.
I've been checking my health, and that's been on my mind this week is making sure that we as black men make sure we looking after our health, and we can use some of these instruments to help us with our health and keeping up with things. I use apps on my phone, and I know Major, had to go run and get his watch. So my watch monitors, things on my body, and I also do manual recordings. I have a heart pressure machine. I'll check my pressure twice a week, and it will record. It will send the data to my phone and put it in the app. So when I do talk to my doctor or the specialist, they can see the numbers that I've been keeping up with, and recording my weight manually, and just making sure we are all still healthy. Because I went to
No, because
like go
I've
to the
heard a lot.
doctor.
I've heard a lot of men say, "If I just go to the gym, I ain't gotta go to the doctor." No, going to the gym is good. Keep going to the gym,
Yeah, you
but
need to go to the
still
gym
go to the
too.
doctor though. But still go to the doctor.
Man, I've been patting around, not doing nothing, just trying to
Major,
stay
you
out
on
of
mute?
trouble.
I think
I'm on mute.
can't hear nothing you
Hey,
saying.
man,
I can't hear
I'm
you,
on
Major.
mute. Hey,
I think Major might have unplugged his mic or something.
boop, 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 boop. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Y'all
on
can't hear
mute?
me? I'm getting out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace. I'm leaving.
That's the trip. It was working before that. You got to go
Yeah,
out and come
well,
back in.
you gotta go out and come back in.
I don't
So
think
how
I
your
don't think
gardening going? You been
my gardening. Man, I ain't got no damn garden.
you
I thought
ain't you
you,
said
I thought you was
you
growing
say
some
you growing
herbs.
some herbs. That's gardening.
Man, them damn animals.
Gardening. I didn't say garden. Huh?
It's past 10 because the animals ate the damn herbs. So I ain't planting them no
Come
more.
Oh,
on, man.
So
they
they
had a
can
good
eat it.
Oh
time,
man.
didn't they?
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man,
Okay.
And
I
then my
hate
wife
that for
had to
you, but
explain to me. My wife had to explain to me that I was trying to grow some winter herbs in the summer. Shit, I ain't know. So I'm like, why is that growing?
well, hey, you gotta
She like
you
that
gotta
growing
try to probably
slow.
bring it inside then.
I ain't bring look, it started growing. They ate it. They gone. It was some
Man, why didn't you
cilantro.
ask Claude? Why didn't you ask Claude what to do? You should have got some direction from Claude. Hey, I want to get into some herbs.
Hey man,
What I need?
hey man. I'm from Forest City, Arkansas, man. I can grow something. You understand me?
Apparently,
Country boy.
apparently you can't.
Yeah, I've been at I've been in Memphis too long. I left it. I left it. I left it. Yeah. So I try.
hear you.
Yeah,
I
man.
hear you.
That
Yeah.
But speaking of that, I have you guys know, I'm down 45 pounds, and
All right.
I'm still going. Yeah.
Ooh, that's what's up. I'm up 25 pounds. You
I'm
going in
I'm
the
I'm
right direction.
I'm
Going in the wrong direction.
yeah,
Going in the
I'm
right
going up
direction.
and down between 5 pounds, so I'm trying to get back down again.
Yeah. So I'm feeling I'm feeling better. You know, it just took my wife to crack the whip out. Crack the whip out
That's
on me.
all.
Now seriously, no, just some help things, challenges that I've experienced. That I really, you know what, I ain't take care of this body. I got serious about it.
So that's
Cause
something
I
now
tell you, man,
I'm
this,
trying to get my engineers to understand is to work on their prompting skills, because prompting is kind of like
yeah,
new coding skills, because you're going to use less tokens if you do it right.
yeah,
You can
you
use
can
less tokens. So
if you do it right.
yeah, I'm trying to
Yes,
get them to understand that. Like literally, like
and no,
don't misspell words, right? If you misspell words, it's got to go figure out what you were trying to say. That's a token. So
yeah,
make sure your prompts are clean.
but then you got playing mode. Playing mode. So if you're on playing mode, you're not burning tokens in playing mode. I don't think, or you burn less. So either you burning less or you're not burning any in playing mode. If you do everything in playing mode before you get into the agent mode, execution, playing mode lets you have all the conversation you want to have without burning all the tokens.
That's what I need. I need to start. And then when you're doing something like right, it's gonna be cheaper because you're gonna use a different model to actually plan. I would hope.
Yeah. Yeah, you just use different model playing, and that's another thing. You need to learn your models and learn the strengths and weaknesses of your models, so you can know
Yeah.
which model to use for what. And so, because if you're doing something that's a mundane task, or some boilerplate type code or anything like that,
Open
you don't
text.
need to go to Claude 4.8. Say it again.
Meet those. I'm gonna use meet those to do a one
Right.
plus one.
Right, you don't need to do all that. I mean, because if you need to understand how to use your models and which and when to use. It don't just go in there just having a one model all the time and just go to prompting. It's a skill set. It's a yeah,
Yes.
it's a skill
It's
set.
like using a Ferrari on the golf course as a golf cart. Like, don't do that.
Right, right,
You don't need
right.
all that.
How's it going? How's it going?
Hey, good morning.
How you doing, sir?
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Doing
We're
good. How you
good. We're
been?
good.
Been pretty good. Yeah, enjoying the summer weather here in Dallas, or Plano, I should say. Um, Doing great.
Well,
Okay.
thanks for jumping
Dallas,
on,
Plano,
man.
Dallas.
Plano.
What'd you say?
Major.
I didn't say nothing. Random.
Yeah, what
I think
major's in
Random
Dallas?
asked where are you at in
Oh,
Plano or something like.
I'm in the Park Forest neighborhood, so
Okay.
over there on Alma. You in Dallas?
I'm in Dallas. Randall, he used to live in Dallas. He resides in the Memphis area. That's
Okay,
where
I
we
got family in Memphis. That's
I got
yeah.
family members. Okay, okay. I'm originally from Memphis, and I reside in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
and I'm actually originally from Oklahoma. I don't know. I don't think I put that in the bio, but I'm originally from Oklahoma. I've been in Texas 14 years now.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right, man. Where you
Awesome.
folks stay in
Awesome.
Memphis? Because we all really Memphis people. That's what we really are. That's what we claim.
So So look, we already got the record button going because we've been talking, and because this is not live, so some editing is going to happen.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
so what we're gonna do, and also just to let you know that everything records locally on your machine, and when we hit the stop button, it uploads to the cloud. That way, it gives us a good quality video across everyone's on camera and audio. Um,
Okay,
so
it's a
that
neat
do you
little
have any?
platform.
Yeah. You got any questions before we get started?
No, let's jump into it.
AI coding agents are changing how software gets built. They can generate features and reform in code in minutes. But speed creates comprehension debt, the hidden cost when humans lose track of what's genuinely understood. Sometimes the code looks clean, but the builder loses the thread of why a decision was made. Hindsight is a hindsight-first workload tool built to address this. It captures the trail, prompts, decisions, and evidence. It helps you reconstruct the work, preserve context, and stay in command of the development cycle. AI helps us move faster, but speed without understanding creates risk. Agents can build. Builders must lead. Join the waitlist at hindsight.pro.
Okay. All right. Let's get started. So listen. Um, So today we're gonna bring a guest. He's a senior software engineer by day. He's an indie app developer by night. He works at a large commercial real estate company where he leads development of multiple data-intensive mapping applications. He's bootstrapped and launched an application called Toffee, a behavior-focused debt payoff app available in the Google Play Store and App Store that uses AI to help people build real momentum toward becoming debt free. He's based in the Dallas area. He's passionate about finding new ways to use AI and emerging tech to build products and solve real world problems. Welcome to the pod, Terry Threatt.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
Right.
thank you, gentlemen. It's awesome being around you guys and getting to know and chat with you guys. I appreciate y'all having me on the podcast.
Okay, man, we appreciate you being here, man. And man, it's one thing that stood out in big bright lights to me, and I think it means something to everybody. You talk about debt freedom and debt payoff app. So that's something that I think everybody can utilize as benefit, especially in a time like now. So let's just jump right on into it. What was the motivation behind building Toffee? Tell us about it and what's the motivation behind building.
So yeah, like you said, it's a behavior focused mobile application. So this tracks your payoff journey. You can go and track debt by debt, put your interest rate on there that you owe, your total balance, and I think the biggest impact it's had is that you can see your debt free date. So a lot of people, when they enter their debt-free
Okay.
journey, they don't know when it's going to end, and that's the biggest reason that people kind of fall off the journey of finish paying off their debt is they don't know when this thing is going to end. So that part is free, so you can anybody can log in and go and see their debt-free date, and then from there, we're utilizing AI to help you decide what debt you need to pay next, how much you should put towards that debt. There's an AI chat bot in there. You can ask questions, and it's knowledgeable about your debt, your personal debt situation. So it can give you feedback on any questions that you would have about your debt.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
important. Now having that D day,
Yeah, for
that
sure.
payoff day, because that gives you
Absolutely.
a real target. Mhm. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
and it came
Toffee,
from a
that's a
personal. It actually came
uh
from a personal motivation, though. I might add. When I graduated college, I had about 60 plus thousand in debt, and then that ballooned because I had my my loans in forbearance for a few years before I started actually working and paying back my debt. So that kind of ballooned up to 80, 90,000. So I'm like, okay, I got to find a way to manage this debt. So since creating, I've been able to pay off like 30,000 personally myself just by using the app. So I think it'll be beneficial for other people to have like this tool that can help them as well.
Okay. Okay.
I got a
Awesome.
question
Awesome.
for you. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
pay a mortgage?
I do. I pay rent, so I'm leasing the home that we live in, and it's just about the price of a mortgage. But to keep to live in Plano, it's a little expensive. But yeah, I do pay
Okay, because
some rent.
I know most mortgages are, they tie you into 30 years. You can get it, lower, lower number of years, but you got to be able to pay it at the higher rate, doing
Mm,
15 or even 7.5 years, but you pay the piper trying to pay it off that quick. So I know those dates have an ending, but you're trying to manage that plus your other debt. And
mm.
does that move your D date back, or does it move it forward?
Yeah, so it does change your debt based upon your current situation. So if you have a balance on your mortgage and you make extra payments, or yeah, it does adjust as you're paying your debt. So your date can fluctuate. It can go further, or it can go sooner, depending on your debt payoff like behavior, which I built like this proprietary algorithm in there, and I call it
Hmm.
the debt velocity. So it
Okay.
kind of tracks how fast you're paying off your debt and the velocity of the debt. And you can also see how much interest you accumulated um, by your debt paying patterns.
Okay. Okay. So I have a question. Not about debt, but it does about this app because it's interesting. The name Where does the name Toffee come from? Because
Okay, yeah.
when I say the name Toffee, I don't think about debt. I don't think about finance.
Uh,
I don't think about money.
uh,
I think about
yeah,
candy.
yeah, yeah.
That
No,
flavor.
it's an interesting concept I came off based upon like how we spend our money
Hmm.
when we have a little bit more of it. Like toffee is
Okay.
something that's on the shelf, and you might bypass it if your budget is not right, or you're deeply in debt. But once you
Okay.
start getting less pressure with your finances, like you see the toffee candy bar, you're gonna put it in the basket. So that's the motivation for where the name came from. Yeah, and also, and we're in tech. There's a long history of apps and stuff, so it's
Yeah.
very hard to find app names that are sticky as well. So, no pun
Okay.
intended.
I
Yeah,
like what you
sticky.
did
I
there.
like that. The name is
Yeah,
sticky. Okay, I like that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's like the programming language Java. I mean,
yeah,
that's coffee, but it's a programming
yeah.
language. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
like that. Okay.
yeah. So you want to come up with, in my opinion, you want to come up with some names that will be stuck in
Yep.
the consumer's mind. So you have something that could bring them back to okay what they're feeling in the moment.
Yeah. 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 I
Cool.
get that. I get that. So it's a sticky subject that sticks to that sticks to our mind. Okay.
Yeah, right, right.
And so let how long has it been since you launched launched this app? What has that process been like for you? The building of the app and the launch of this app, because I know those everyone's journey when it comes to building apps is different, and it's an
Uh,
experience, and sometimes then being a solopreneur,
hmm.
you have to wear all these different hats. You got to wear the marketing hat,
Absolutely,
uh,
absolutely.
the landing page web hat, all that stuff. So, what has this journey been like for you?
Oh, it's been quite crazy just because, I do have a 9 to 5, so carving out the time to build it out. I definitely had to be intentional with my time, and also try to put something out there that's useful to people. We have these skills, and you want to put your skills to use for people to get some sort of benefit from what you know and what you can build. But yeah, it's. I released the app last year. I think around March. So it's been out there for a while, and I've just been iterating over the idea and concept since then. I originally started like doing everything by hand, but now I do introduce Cloud Code and things like that to help me. Which has been a major productivity driver for somebody that
Yeah.
doesn't have a full team building out application that's potentially available for millions of people to use.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so I
that's
got
yeah, that's. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, I was just going.
So
So I got a
that
question for you. So I'm sorry, Terry. I got a question for you, real quick. Um,
Hmm.
you're a developer now, right? And I think you, looking at
Yes.
your background, you've taken this journey, right, where um you start. I'm sure you started at a young age, and of course, like everybody else, right, you got into technology and things like that. I'm not asking that question. I'm asking for the people for the young generation that's starting now, because I'm having a tough time answering this question myself. How do they get to where you are right now? Right? With how do you get into it? What are you telling people? Teenagers that you're mentoring to say, hey, how do I get into tech? How do I start coding? What do I start? How do I get a job? Right, as a junior programmer, because that's kind of difficult these days. What's your opinion on
So my opinion is like there is new things coming that's changing like the trajectory of where tech is going. But I think it's still the same old tried and true paths for people. I went to a coding boot camp myself. Um, uh, Tech wasn't my first career. I worked in sports. I worked for in sports, and I transitioned into tech over time, but I did have a seed of like my curiosity. I put together computers back when I was 15. I was around in the MySpace days, building profiles for people and using these skills that I didn't know were valuable. I didn't see people around me that were in tech, so I didn't know how to get into it myself. So just curiosity. And I think AI is a great opportunity or a great starting place for the younger generation to start developing that curiosity and asking questions and getting answers, and it'll direct them to where they should go in terms
it?
of
How do they learn the
getting
basics?
into it.
How do they learn the
How do they
basics?
learn the basics? Well, it's you can turn AI into your coach. You can ask questions about how to get started in tech and to learn the basics, which is a really efficient way of doing that if you're intentional with it. Other ways is people using YouTube to get crash courses on how to get them up to speed in order to be productive on the team. That's another way that I see this generation is using to get up to speed and be helpful in the marketplace.
man, all those are good ways. I think, but that brings out an interesting thing that the what's the word I'm looking for? The temptation to bypass the basics. Major asked about the basics. Then you talk about using AI as your coach, and
Hmm.
with AI with things like Claude and Codex doing coding for you, and Copilot doing coding for you, writing
Hmm.
code for you.
Hmm.
There's a temptation to just bypass understanding that. But then the problem comes that when a real world issue presents itself, a bug presents itself, or a scaling issue. If you build a product, it's just how you get into it. You build a product, and now your product does well, and it begins to scale. But your code is not built to scale because you let AI do all the coding. You didn't harness it correctly. You didn't make sure all that design patterns and stuff were done right. So now you run into this big problem. And so, in your mind, how can we address that, or what are some ways to address that or to get the message to the next generation coming up? Don't just get in there and let it do it for you. You need to learn. You need to understand these basics. You need to know these basics in order to successfully move forward. What do you think is the way to get that message across?
I think it's having the practical experience building the things. If it is leveraging AI, when they run into like these certain issues where they have a scalability issue or they don't understand, that's the opportunity for them to go deep on the subject. So pulling out some books, seeking experienced people to help them work on the projects, so that they can get a chance to having a deeper understanding to grow their knowledge base. Because when we face bugs or when we face issues in our technology, that's the moment for us to gain a deeper understanding. We try to become problem solvers, find out what's actually happening in our code, in our system, and then we try to reflect and see if we can find out some pathways. And there's many ways of doing that, but I feel like that if you have that kind of approach to it, you'll land where you need to land.
Now I want to go. I want to go back to something when you talked about being about building, about building, using AI and leveraging AI to build as a solopreneur. I find that it does 10x a lot of our productivity at work, and it creates. Well, one thing I'll say this, and I want you to, and I would actually speak to it. It's creating opportunities for people that want to build something, or it's creating opportunities for people with ideas. Whereas prior to us having the access or the tech available, AI available, a lot of times when we had ideas, we had to sit on them.
Yeah.
Or we had to wait till we get the right connections, or we may not have even gotten to the ideas because there was not an opportunity to jump out there and start building something. But now we're in a place where I got an idea, and let me back up. Necessity is the mother of invention. That's a saying that you hear. And you talked about the student loan debt. It was brought about the necessity of building something. And it creates opportunities. So now I'm not just building something for me. Not because if I have this problem, other people have this problem. So now I can build something and I can scale it for other people to use. So
right.
How do you feel about those opportunities? How do you see the opportunity? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think we live in a really great time, technology wise, because you can discover new opportunities, new ways that people are using the tech, new ways that people's lifestyles are changing. So there's always new problems to solve for us. We have like modern day problems now. But yeah, technology has always been a resource unlocking thing for people. And the more people that this technology that has access to technology, the more solutions that will be created for the problems that we face today. I think that's a really great thing. And I do feel like it's made it easier, like you said, to come up with proof of concept on some ideas that you had locked in your head that you've always wanted to get out. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Okay.
Um,
So, go ahead, Randall.
I was gonna say, kind of on those planes of, you know, trying to get other people into coding and things like that. Have you thought about mentoring with anyone younger, or someone came to you and said, "How do you do this?" or "How do you do that?" Have you thought about mentoring? Taking time to mentor with someone, or a company that is doing something similar uh, to bring them on and say, "Hey, I'm doing this. Come and help me code a piece of this."
Mhm. Yeah, I don't have like a formal mentorship program or anything like that, but I have mentored at least three or four people that reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to get into tech. What's the best path for me? How can I do it?" And I walk with them, to get where they were able
Okay.
to get. And yeah, and a few of them were able to, break through, break into tech. And I wrote a book as well. To help people who also want to break into tech without spending a ton of money on a college degree. And yep, and that's been
Yo,
beneficial.
you on Amazon, man? You got something I
Plug
go
the
get?
Yeah,
book.
yeah, yeah. I didn't put a link to the book and on,
What you
but it
doing? You
is on
trying not to make
Amazon.
money? What
Yeah,
you doing? You don't want to make no money?
it
Plug
it
your
doesn't really
book.
make it doesn't, yeah, it doesn't make a whole lot of money, but it's there for people that that find it and they want another way. Because I didn't have, I like I was saying earlier, I didn't have people around me telling me how to get into tech. I just had to figure out myself, like crack open a
Okay.
book, and go about it, and at least there's an additional resource out there for people. And then if anybody contacts me on social media, like I'm always willing to help somebody get into tech.
Make sure we plug your book, man, at the end of the show. All right,
Okay,
man.
I'll put it in
Yeah,
there.
we
Yeah,
need to make
yeah,
sure
I'll
we
put it in
plug
there.
the book in. Hey, so I got something for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm going. Hey, we're gonna bounce around a little bit, because this
that's
is
fine.
very unscripted and we're just off the cuff. So, what made you want? Okay, you said you was in sports at first, right? What made
hmm
you flip over? What made you say, okay, I'm gonna leave that alone and focus on technology?
Yeah, I noticed like when I was in sports, I worked for the University of Houston's athletic department, and I worked in an operational role, so like staffing parking lots, staffing employees, ushers for the stadiums, a lot of roles like that. So I was doing a lot of problem solving in that role already, and I started reflecting on what did I enjoy the most from that role, and it was the problem solving, and it did
Okay.
make me reflect on like, okay, if I really enjoy this, let me think back on to other things I enjoyed in my younger years. Like I enjoyed putting computers together. I enjoyed building web pages for people, stuff like that. And I think the only reason that I didn't go directly into tech is like I just didn't really see a pathway for myself. I didn't see any black engineers, any networking, none of that stuff. Like, yeah,
So
I didn't
that
see
roll
any of that. So,
that
uh,
rolls into the next question, which was going to be like,
yeah,
what was scaring you? What was scaring you from making that jump? Right? What?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I was definitely not knowing how to go about doing it. Like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give up this career for this other career that I don't know anybody that does it. I don't know how to start. I don't know if there will be a job for me, and just following my passion, following my heart and what I wanted for my life. is how I made the first move, and that was enough to get me going. And you know, you guys uh, are in tech. You understand, like you know how wonderful like the career can be. How if you're
Yeah.
a curious person, you have that joy for what you do. So the moment I start learning about the pathways and then actually playing with the tech, like that carried me into starting a career.
How
Yeah.
how did your mama feel?
And
She said, "My baby doing computers." She
Yeah,
happy.
yeah, yeah. She was no, she was actually like, okay, what took you so long? Like you always
Okay.
been good with computers. Like what took you so long to get it? Like, uh, but yeah, my mom, she's a lovely woman. She never been pushy or anything, but you know, a mother knows their kid.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, she just sit back like I always knew you could do it. I don't know what took you so long. I just that boy
Yeah,
just
you.
won't. He just won't do what he need to do.
Yeah, yeah. You've been fixing the TVs, printers, and stuff all your life. Like, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
you going into
yeah,
tech.
So
Yeah,
when
that sounds
people
like my dad. He pushed me out of music into electronics, which led into computers.
Hmm. Yeah,
so
yeah, and you
Terry,
need people in your life that's gonna back you and that know
yeah,
you and support you and love you, no matter what the
yeah.
career choice you make.
Exactly, exactly,
so Terry, what
exactly.
when you were doing? So I'm trying to get people. I want people to, because I like how you've moved over to tech. What would you tell a young person, maybe, I don't know, in sports or maybe in a different field, like Randall said, in music, and they're having what are some misconceptions that you would be able to address with them about switching over to learning to moving more into technology?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions for people that it's going to be costly, you know, to transition. Like, yeah, there's opportunity costs. Like, yeah, you have a career, but as far as like resources, like tech is one of those career choices where like there's a vast number of resources. Like, there's free books, there's coding classes, there's anything you want to get into is out there for you to get your feet wet before you even make the decision that you want to, you know, jump on a boat and go directly into it. So spend some time with those resources and learn and so that you know what you're getting yourself into, and if it's something that you can see yourself doing, you know, as a career.
Yeah, yeah. Because one of the misconceptions that people have, and it kind of led into something you said about the problem solving aspect. People have this misconception that to get into tech, you got to be this really, really nerdy, geeky person. I mean, even though
Mm-hmm.
some of us may be that way, but that's not. It doesn't necessarily take that. It's
Mm-hmm.
that it just takes the type of person who like to solve problems,
Mm-hmm.
who has the aptitude to solve problems. That's all tech is. It's
And it's
solving
not.
Right.
It don't
problems.
even involve a lot of math that some people think it does. I mean, if you on the
Right.
electronic side, I can see the math, but on the computer side, you don't need that much math.
Yeah, yeah, and there's so much opportunity. It's, you know, you don't have to be developing the code. You can be, you know, in a sales role. You can be in HR. Like tech is it's a large industry, and it definitely needs more black people. You know, in tech. You know, we
What do
have
you
the
think?
skills.
What do you think about
Oh, go ahead.
the networking? Meaning, what I mean by networking, because I know that word is kind of vastly out there. Talking about networking, like what we're doing now, we're networking with each other. What are you involved with other people in the same ramification, and you trying to pull other people in to say, hey, this is something new or something you can learn? What about that? You got anything to say about that?
Yeah, yeah, no, I do feel like that's beneficial. for people to reach out to, different people that are already in tech, or, sharing information with each other, how to grow and how to connect in different areas. And yeah, I think that's beneficial. I'm in at least two alumni networks,
Okay.
and then some professional networks. And
All
I think
right.
they've all been beneficial to connecting me with people. Yeah.
So, Terry, I'll share a little bit. So when I started getting climbing the corporate ladder and in tech, right? I had to start out as a developer, same as you, somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's office. And then all of a sudden, I had to start going to meetings and sitting at a
Mm-hmm.
table with other people. And I know these people are way smarter than I am. And I had to learn how to deal with imposter syndrome myself, to just, that feeling of, do I belong here? Am I supposed to be in this
Mm-hmm.
seat right now? Have you had to deal with that? Because I know a lot of people, when young people, when they're going into technology, you don't know everything, but have you had to deal with that
Mm-hmm.
before?
Yeah, I deal with that. I don't know, almost weekly, basis. Just you know,
Yeah,
being put being put in a situation where, like, you're tasked with leading, or you're tasked with problem solving some piece of technology that a million people are going to touch, or people that you're building this thing for. There's risks associated. So
yeah,
I feel like the imposter syndrome is real, but I also feel like you do have the aptitude, you do have the skills, you do have the experience. Major can walk in the room and communicate with these people, and they your communication works. So I feel like sometimes it's just like in our head that we won't have what we need, but we do have what we need.
right,
That's
right.
correct.
We all bring something to the table. We, we,
Right.
we bring out our own personal experiences in the our perspective of a space, or perspective of the domain, or perspective of knowledge. We bring it to the table, and it is just as valuable as anyone else's. And I think that, but the imposter syndrome can be the little devil that's sitting on your shoulder
Mhm.
at times
Yeah,
when you sit
yeah.
in those spaces.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I heard somebody. I think they said something like the thing that you fear is the thing that you should be moving towards. So, like, if there's
100%
like
correct.
any like inkling of like, okay, this thing gets me uncomfortable, that's probably the thing that you should be chasing.
Yeah, yeah, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
I got a
Lots of
question for you, kind of on that lines. Um, have you had an idea and approached your manager with the idea, and it never got passed up? So you went to another manager with the same idea, and it still didn't get passed up. And then here you are sitting in a meeting with all the IT club folks, including the CTO, and he says, "There any questions?" And you raise your hand and you put the question out there, and the CTO asks you, "Oh, did you send it up?" And you say, "Yes." You sent it to several managers, and you sat down, and you you didn't name anybody. And right after you said that idea or question, it was implemented the next morning. Have you had a situation like that?
No, I haven't had that personal situation. I'm fortunate that in my role now, like, people really value my input, and I do have a certain level of experience now. So, like, I get an opportunity to implement a whole lot of my ideas that I have in my current role.
Okay, okay. So so we touched a little bit, just a tad bit on AI. You talked about using as a builder.
Hmm.
And I did hear you mention Claude. So
Hmm.
so so what? So is Claude the only one you use? Is Claude your favorite, or do you have other favorites? What's your workflow like? Which one do you like? What do you gravitate to the most?
I definitely like Claude. I feel like in terms of like chatting with Claude, I feel like it's a whole lot more conversational. I feel closer to being able to get the feedback that I want to get from it. But yeah, I definitely tried all of them. I do encourage as all technologists to, to learn all of the chats, and find out which one gives you the best productivity gains. I found for me, Cloud Code works best with my workflow and how I like to work. Um, I bring in my code base into VS Code, and I load it up through the terminal, and I just start chatting with it. I give context, a lot of context about the things that I want to build, how I expect like to for it to look, and also give feedback um, to kind of drive the results that I want to see.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
Terry, is computer science still good to go in? Would you recommend that?
Absolutely,
You still want you still think
absolutely.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel like it gives you with the way that Cloud Code and all the AI is, I feel like it gives you superpowers. I feel like you understand it a little deeper than somebody just picking up Cloud Code for the first time. You understand like the things that you can communicate that you want to see, because a whole lot of it is you given the roadmap and the design for the application. And people who have a background in computer science and a deeper experience are going to get the best results from using it.
yep, yep. I agree with that. I agree wholeheartedly with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because yeah,
And-
because essentially, um, because I think that where I see the AI agent is like a mirror because it mirrors back what you get out what you put in.
right.
If you don't if you don't have the correct context to put into it, whatever you get out. When people talk about AI slop, well,
Hmm.
AI slop in my honest opinion, AI slop is not a problem or result of the AI itself.
Hmm.
AI slop is a problem result of the input that goes into the AI. That's where AI
Absolutely.
slop come from.
Yeah, kind of like what you were talking about earlier about the problems that people face with scalability and things like
Yeah,
this. So the people who have that computer science background or have experience building things prior to Cloud Code becoming popular, they get the best results from it because they already know to tell Cloud Code that hey, this thing needs to be scalable. I need it to look like this. I need it to be able to handle this many concurrent users, and have a whole workflow that Claude needs to go through before it gets the acceptable results that they want to see. Like a lot of the advancement of the AI and how people are using the AI, the workflows and skills and sub agents and the loop engineering that's coming. All these are like patterns that you see from computer science that are
yeah,
being able to be used with the AI. So I think that will continue to emerge and be true. So the people who do have that experience um, will get the best results, and people will also start to understand like how foundational it is, and hopefully go back and learn that foundational knowledge that we were discussing earlier as well.
So if you had Claude Code when you started undergrad, where you think you would be right now?
That's a good question. Because nobody knows like where everything's going to shape up now. Everybody's just guessing. Basically, we're all out here learning this thing together. I do feel like maybe I would have got started earlier. Um, I do see that people who are solely using AI, like you can see some knowledge gaps that
Yeah.
they have, but that also helps you find those knowledge gaps and be able to address them. So I think it's beneficial. I think it would. I think it would. I think it would have been a productivity boost. I would say.
Okay. You would have got a lot more things
Okay.
done, a lot more
Right.
organized. I could see that.
Right.
What's going on, builders? I'm B. Donald, founder of Bit Voices Network. Bit Voices is a community built for Black builders, technologists, founders, creators, and entrepreneurs who are building ideas, businesses, platforms, and futures. We created Bit Voices because too many builders are doing important work in isolation. But building moves better in community. Inside Bit Voices, you can share what you're building, connect with other builders, and join builder hubs designed to help you find your people, get support, and keep moving. And you don't have to figure it all out alone. Let me introduce you to the Builder Council.
Welcome, Builder. I'm Unc AI, the community mentor. And let me tell you something plain. Your idea was never meant to grow in isolation. Bit Voices is a place where Black builders can show up, share what they're building, ask for support, and be reminded they are not building alone. This is more than a feed. This is a community built for builders like you.
I'm Coach A, the community activator, and I'm going to say it plain. If you've been sitting on the idea waiting for everything to be perfect, it's time to move. Bit Voices gives you a place to post the update, ask the question, share the win, and find people who are building too. Join the Builder Hub right now. Get in motion and start building. No more circling the runway. Let's build. It starts today.
I'm Auntie Nova, the community strategist, and baby, building is not just about doing more. It is about moving with clarity. Builder Hubs help you connect with people who understand your lane, your stage, and your direction. That means better conversations, stronger relationships, and smarter moves. Because the right community does not just cheer for you, it helps you see the next strategic step.
I'm Dr. V, the community architect, and every builder needs a system that helps ideas become progress. Bit Voices gives you a place to organize your builder identity, make your work visible, and connect through builder hubs. Whether you are building an app, a startup, a platform, or a community initiative, you need structure, you need feedback, you need signal. Builder hubs help the work move from idea to action.
If you're building something, there's a place for you here. Bit Voices is where Black builders can be seen, supported, and connected to a community that understands the journey. So if you're ready to share what you're building, find your people, and build with more momentum, join us. Come into Bit Voices, join a builder hub, and let's build together. We're waiting for you. Bit Voices Network, built by builders for builders. Visit bitvoices.network. There's a place for you here.
You think? I don't even know if this is a thing, but are they teaching? Are they teaching this? You how to use Claude Code or AI in universities? I know they got AI classes, but I don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to shape out that some universities are now. It's ever evolving and changing. Some of the providers of the technology, they have their certification programs. They have ways of learning it, and then it's much more open source. And the fact that people are teaching on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. So there is access to people to understand it a little bit deeper if they want to put their toe in the water.
Yeah, because it's almost as if, and I'll say it this way, it's almost as if we have like this with social media, we have this like this public university, but
Mhm.
but the depthness of that you go into it is up to the individual. But the knowledge is readily available. It's everywhere. But then the danger of the knowledge being everywhere is some knowledge may be skewed a little bit. Some knowledge may be biased in a certain way. Some knowledge may be based upon um, a misunderstanding. And so we have this beautiful chaotic danger that exists with the wealth of knowledge that's available. I know I said something that don't even make sense, but
No, I
that's what it
I
feels
get
like.
Yeah,
I
it
get
makes
you.
sense to us. It might not make sense to other people because I do
Yeah.
know U of M started incorporated it a year or two ago in some of their curriculums, and so yeah, it's being implemented. It's just they're approaching it in a way that it'll be useful in the real world.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, these are like if you go out for developer roles now, they're looking for AI native people. So people who like, that they've grown up with the AI already. They have these experiences that are unlike people who may have had like a certain experience without the AI. So they have more depth on the subject, and they can they understand like all the use cases of it, and they know where they get stuck and where to go with it when they are stuck. So that's valuable people because people are the employers are trying to get the productivity gains from it if they do decide they want to bring it in to their company.
So do you think we're going through another transitional name change in our role? Because I know over across the course of my career, I've heard computer programmer, programming analyst, software developers, software engineer. Do you think we transition into AI engineer?
Yeah, definitely. It's rolling right into it. Like even if you don't even realize your role is changing, it's changing right underneath you. So yeah, that's definitely happening. I haven't been around long enough to see all the changes. My career in tech has been about 5-6 years technically now, but yeah, I can see that. Yeah, there's definitely some things evolving and changing. But I do feel like software engineers, technologists, we're going to be around. Like, if anything, like, the people who are building the AI, will be sticky in the fact that, if anybody had a chance to push the button, it would be them.
So Terry, a quick question. So as a so I'm a manager of engineers. What was some advice
Mhm.
you would give to me as far as talking about, the use of AI and things like that? How do I manage? How do I better manage developers, software engineers, whatever you want to call them, in 2026?
I would say just have an ear to what what the engineers that you manage, the things that they're interested in, the things that they do in their free time when they go off and learn the AI. What do they bring back to the team? Is there any findings that you can see that has a thread to what you're already doing and can make the team better? Because chances are, like, there is a lot of growth happening in the industry right now, and you want to be at the forefront of that growth. So being able to take uh, that and use it within your team, I feel like would be beneficial.
Anything I should be encouraging or discouraging as far as habits or I don't know anything come to mind?
Yeah, I feel like as far as encouraging, yeah, encouraging the the freedom to learn and grow. in the role and within the new technological changes. These discouraging, I guess, just if you see opportunities for teaching, for like we discussed earlier, like some patterns um, that you're not bringing the results with using the technology to have learning sessions to hey, there's some foundational computer science approaches that maybe you can apply to this experimental technology that you're using, and maybe we can get better gains as a team if we implement this.
So
So
you don't think that's
drawing from your well of experience.
yeah, I was saying, so you don't think it's disrespectful or anything like that to say, hey, you need to go, because you're saying, hey, encourage, taking some class and getting the foundations and more foundational work. Is that what you're saying? Encourage doing more
Yeah,
learning.
yeah. I do feel like that's beneficial, and also like group discussion, group learning as a team. Because as this thing is evolving, we're all we're all learning new pieces of it. We all have tried things that maybe work
Mhm.
for this person, but doesn't work for the next person, or maybe works better as a team concept than it does with individuals. So uh, being able to pull these things together to find something that works for the whole.
So I'm listening to you, and you're younger generation. Are you saying that the younger generation of engineers and professionals do better in a group setting? Is it more because you're saying team and group and things like that? And you know, I've worked with these guys on this podcast before, and a lot of them like to work
Mm-hmm.
solo, individually. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah,
is just a
yeah.
generational thing, or is that a personal preference?
I don't
Mm.
know. I think that is a personal preference. There's moments where I enjoy working solo, and there's times when we need to problem solve as a team, and I enjoy that as well. So I feel like that's like a part of it is like personal preference that you like maybe you think a little bit different when you're by yourself versus in a team. But I feel like in a working place, like you have, it's a culture thing. Like you have expectation to be able to collaborate with somebody to come
Yeah.
up with a working solution, and I feel like that's a good thing. I feel like more questions are asked when you're collaborating with other people. More solutions pop up when you're able to work together to bring in different perspective on a situation. So I encourage collaboration and team um, and team experiences.
Yeah, so that brings something to my mind, Major and Terry, thinking about that question, um, because like I said, I can see both sides of the coin, because I'm one, I am one that likes to work alone, that like to go in, because I know what my frame of mind is. I know where I'm going, and I know what I'm trying to figure out, and I know what I'm working on. But then on the other side of the coin, there's two instances, or two scenarios that I see, that I think that makes me thrive in those team moments. And you've already framed one, and the one you framed was when you collaborated trying to figure things out, when there's a problem on the wall, or we're trying to devise a solution. And so we bring all the heads in, the brains in, and we brainstorm. And then there's the other method, that the war room type situation, where there's this bug, or this system failure, or there's this threat thing that's happening. It's like, okay, we got to get this thing fixed. Everybody come in the room. and we're gonna tackle this thing and figure out what's going on. And it's like those situations. Not only do they drive us to resolution, drive us to solutions, but it builds camaraderie. It builds the team because now we're working together, we're thinking together. It's a think tank. We tackle this problem, and it brings us closer together. So yeah, so I can see how both sides of those coins can exist at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Donald,
No one person has all the answers. Yeah.
right. Like Donald, I like what you said. Those three aspects. I've been in those three aspects, and I like that because I like a little bit of change. I do work
Yeah.
individually. I can work with groups, and I can go into the war room situation too, and that changes up a little analogy. And so, yeah, I prefer that type of work myself.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that war room thing is kind of can be kind of fun too. Because like there's a problem at hand, but it's like, hey, we finna. It's almost like sports. You know what I'm saying? When you in the game and you trying to defeat the other team, that's kind of what the war room is like. It's like, hey, we finna tackle this thing, we finna conquer this thing, and when we win, it's like everybody we celebrate, we go out for drinks, get pizza, whatever the case may be, whatever, and we just have it. So yeah, good question, Major.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah. So what tech stack do you use, and do you have a favorite tech stack, or you just kind of tech agnostic? Whatever tool is for the job you use.
Yeah, I tend to prefer like TypeScript, and Node.js for the back end.
Okay.
But I am more like, okay, whatever the job needs, I'll learn it. With AI, eventually we're all going to be agnostic at some point. Like the real tech stack is going to be the problem solving. Like how do you problem solve, and use the technologies at hand, because the technology has always been here. Like it may have a different face on it, but if you can problem solve, if you can communicate, those foundational skills, they'll always be there. But yeah, in my application, I use Expo, which is
Okay.
it's like a bridge application
Yeah.
between Android and Apple. So I use that, React, in the UI, and then in the back end Node.
Okay. Yeah, and so it's something interesting when you talked about eventually we all become agnostic. I was watching this snippet of a talk with on Linus Torvald, the creator of
Mm-hmm.
Linux, and
Yeah.
he talked about you still to this day you have some developers that like I like the code, I'm not gonna let AI write my code, and then Linus put out a point that I didn't even think of. He said, "What you mean? You're not writing your own code now because AI is essentially just another level of abstraction." Because
Right.
whatever programming language you use, a compiler is writing your code for the computer. So
Right.
AI is essentially just another level of abstraction. Because even if we use TypeScript, Java, C#, C or C++, Python, whatever, a compiler will compile it down to machine language. So wherever, unless you're writing on ones and zeros, somebody writing code for you.
Right. You're not writing the machine code. Yeah, you're not writing the machine code by hand. So, yeah.
I hadn't written in hexadecimal in years.
Yeah.
Randall showing off. Randall over there showing off.
Add that to my
Yeah.
resume.
No, it's fine.
Machine, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called. I'm
Machine code.
Yeah.
It's machine
Assembly.
Assembly.
Yeah, assembly language.
Assembly is still higher than machine code.
Yeah.
Damn, I need to go.
It still got to be compiled. It still got to be compiled down too.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah. I mean, what's the real skill here? The real skill is the thinking. You know, you can't.
Right.
There's
That's the
no
skill.
level of abstraction above that. You know, so that's what it is.
Problem
That's a
solving.
skill. That's a skill. It's
Mm-hmm.
problem solving is the skill. Because wherever you come in at, that's a level of abstraction that's translating what you say into another language. So
Right.
Right.
so so we can't be elitist
Mm-hmm.
in what language we know.
Right.
No, you solving problems.
Right. And if you notice, giving instructions to the computer, it's just becoming more and more human like, or more and more
Yeah,
like English and words. Like what I've been testing in my current workflow is using something called Whisper flow, which you
I've heard
just
of
you just
Whisper Flow.
you just speak pure English to write your code, and and straight from your thought to to the text editor.
Nice. Major was talking about that in the last episode about this speaking to it. So you don't even need the keyboard. You just
Right.
talk.
Because when you think about it, like, you may type like 40, 50 words per minute, but you you actually talk much faster than you type. So you're gonna get the context or what you want to build out a lot quicker than you typing it.
Man,
Y'all gonna
that's
take
another
away
level
all
of
the skills,
abstraction.
man.
Yep. There
We
you
ain't even
go.
gonna have to type no more. You done took away cursor. Don't nobody know how to write cursor no more. Now we don't gotta write
Hmm.
code. Now we now
Hmm.
now we ain't gotta write the code. Now we gotta learn how to talk the code. Man, and then they go. So this circles back to before you joined, Terry. Me and Donald were talking about what was it, bias. So what so
Oh
what
Yeah.
yeah.
if I so what if I speak in Ebonics? Is my code gonna be
Hmm.
different from somebody who don't speak Ebonics?
Yeah, it would, because you have your own personal experience that you putting into the code, whether you realize it or not. Like, even when you type it, or maybe you're doing it by machine code, you're gonna have your personal style. You're gonna have your personal way of doing things, and it's going to reflect in the results of what you create.
You
Because
gonna
that's
be more
something that
relevant
we
now.
can't yeah, that's something that we can't ignore. Like, it goes all the way up to your thinking patterns and who you are. So if there's anything to take away from AI in the moment that we're in right now, is how do you teach people to think in different and new ways to create solutions for the problems that we currently have. So that would be the key of this whole thing.
Man, that's the $1 million question right there.
Right.
Teaching people to think in new patterns, and see, and that don't just address the current generation or the upcoming generation. That addresses the previous generations, because even the
Right.
previous generations, we're stuck in old thinking patterns.
Right. Yeah. That
Yeah.
does happen. But yeah, that does happen.
Yeah. So, man, but then Major, took what you were asking. Um,
Bias.
one of the yeah, the bias. But one of the cool
Mm.
things about that, about the AI, apart from the bias part, apart from the bias piece, when you have your agent that you're training and giving context over time. So if you do speak Ebonics, over time, your agent understands you, because it begins to recognize your patterns.
Right.
If you this
Hmm.
Orange Mound Ebonics
You already
speaking
know where I was
Memphis,
going.
Maine,
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Man.
natural language processing that is learning from you, and it is
it's gonna
understanding what
learn
you're
from
saying.
you. It's gonna
Hey,
learn from you, and
right.
it's gonna
Absolutely.
and so over time, it's going to be effective. It's going to be effective in a way that's person designed for you.
Right. Right. Yeah, because
If we all go
even
back,
how like the
hey,
AI
hey, man,
is
hey man, what you
trained.
want me to do? What you want me? Hey man, what you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do. 'Cause I don't know what you want me to
Right,
do.
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This AI is trained on crazy amounts of data. Like yeah, it already knows.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It's right. So and that's the piece. And I think that's the piece that most laymen don't understand is that AI is not thinking, feeling, and knowing. It's pattern recognition. It understands patterns and recognizes patterns.
Right.
If it sees the right patterns enough over time, it recognizes those patterns and know how to respond to those different patterns. In a
Cause
nutshell, that's what it is.
I'll give a quick example, like my device there, that helps out in the house. Um, I did a quick mini training of my voice, and when I speak to it, it says my name, but when my wife speaks to it, it just says okay. It don't say her name, but she didn't do the little training. But it's been learning even after I did the little training. I didn't even go through the whole thing. I went through just the part one, and I stopped. I said I'll do the rest later, but it's been doing it on its own, so it recognizes my voice from her voice or anybody else's voice in the house.
It's a pattern. It's pattern recognition.
Right.
If the simplest terms, and I may be oversimplifying the AI, but for me, it's pattern recognition.
Right, that's all it is pattern. I mean, I use pattern recognition myself.
Right.
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 All right, Terry. So look, there's when we start getting towards the end of the pod, I like to go through a series of like rapid fire. It's meant to be a little bit fun, and I like to get everybody's get everybody's input on it. So it's real simple. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right,
Let's
all
go.
right. This was easy, man. Energy. Would you choose coffee or energy drink?
Coffee for me. I
The
feel like
coffee guy.
yeah, I had a phase where it was energy drinks, and then I get the jitters and stuff like that, and you don't know what they don't know what they're putting in the energy drink. It is all bad.
Randall, what you drinking? You drinking Monster?
No, I'm doing coffee. I did do a healthy energy drink, but it's kind of it's harder for me to access it anymore. But I do mostly coffee.
All right, so Donald, be consistent because I asked the same question last time.
Coffee. You know what I'm saying? It's coffee. But energy drink on a one off every other third blue moon.
Yeah,
I
you
like
gotta
that
make that
answer.
drive. You gotta make that drive to Memphis. You pop that
Right.
energy drink.
Yeah, that's an
Right.
energy drink for sure. That's an energy drink.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
Right.
I ain't never. I don't think I've. It's been a long time since I made that drive and not used anything. Not no energy drink because it don't matter if you got somebody with you. They over there.
But they were
You
that knocked
good?
out snoring.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you
And
drive.
Yeah.
In
look,
5 minutes.
energy drink and a couple of good long podcasts. I'm good.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah.
There you go. Everybody listen to the podcast on your summer vacations today where you drive.
There you go.
Okay, Terry, which one would you prefer? You prefer in office or remote?
I like remote just because I feel like I get a little bit more chance to control my environment. But I feel like I probably would collaborate better in office.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Very good. Be consistent, Mr. Randall. Be consistent. Remote or in the office?
They like remote better. You know,
Rather, he don't
sometimes
want to be
you
around
do
people.
need a little hybrid situation, but mainly remote.
He don't want to be around people. Donna don't like people either. Why you looking like you got your stomach
The
hurt?
machines are my friends. The machines are my friends. The other folk just work.
Donna look like his stomach hurt. What's wrong, dog? You don't want to go in the office?
No. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Remote. No, because I'm saying sometimes I just want to put some sweatpants on or wear some shorts. And I don't want to put no clothes on. Remote. I'm sorry. If I got
Remote,
an itch,
no
I want to
camera.
be able to scratch it.
All right, that's another one. Yeah, Terry. Camera or no camera?
Hmm.
You gonna be
I
on?
feel like
You gonna hit
camera.
people? You gonna be
I'm
with the camera?
I'm camera people because like if we are working remotely, which the team I work with is remote, you need some sort of feedback. You need to be able to see the facial expressions. Like, was that sarcastic when you said that, or were you serious? Like you need something. You already have little bit less to work with. So I'm camera on.
Randall, you said you want to be at home. You gonna turn the camera on?
Yep, camera on.
Okay, camera on. Donald, y'all don't understand.
Camera off unless y'all want me to turn on.
Exactly.
He
I told you.
said
I'm
default off.
Hey, look, Donald prefer you to just send him a message in Teams. Be done with it. You ain't got to talk or
Hmm.
nothing.
Yeah.
right.
Uh-huh.
Why you
Mail
calling
him a
bothering
letter.
me? Exactly. Okay. All right. So Terry, do you think AI is a threat or is it a friend?
Hmm. Man, you asking some hard ones. I'm gonna say it's a friend until further notice.
Okay, I like that one. I think I want your answer. I want your answer.
You treating it like a homeboy you just met.
Yeah. Right. Right. Now if it starts sending you back some messages, you're like, wait a minute.
Wait a
You
minute.
know all this stuff?
Randall, what do you think? Is a friend or foe?
I'm copying Terry's answer.
Okay. Until further notice. Okay. With at
Right.
arm's length. I got you. Donald, is your buddy or is your foe? This man here.
Well, what's wrong with me? It's that's a, that I that's a good question. I'm gonna say I think it all depends on how you use it. That's what I'm gonna say. Because for me it's just a machine and it's gonna do what it do. But I will say this. I do say please and thank you, sir.
Yes,
Just in case.
I agree. I'm right there with you. But it's not for me. It's all about who is giving the input because
Yeah.
it's just like you know how they say people in when you do drugs or alcohol, right? It brings out your true personality. That's all I see it as doing. It's just
Mhm.
bringing out what's already there. So
Yeah.
if you're evil, it's
Yeah.
gonna do evil things. So
Yeah.
okay,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always gonna be bad actors.
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Terry, if there was one programming language that you just forever, that's the only one that we're gonna have, what you choosing?
Ooh,
Assembly,
that's a, ooh.
I'm gonna
Golang.
say I'm gonna say Python. I'm gonna say Python. I feel like it's very it's everywhere, and like it's it's one of the leading things that people are using for AI anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna say Python.
I like that. I like the answer. Mr. Randall.
Since we're, getting into the artificial intelligence realm, I actually like Prologue. I wish we would see more Prologue out there, so we can get more programming done, and it develops is really fast. It jumps into AI quicker than I've ever seen anything get into it.
Okay. Donald. One programming
Man,
language.
you done back me into a corner because because thinking about this question, I'm about to say something that I don't really necessarily like or agree with, but because of your question, that's the answer I come up with.
Okay.
JavaScript.
Are you serious, bro?
I'm serious, and I'm not a JavaScript fan.
It's sticky though.
It's
Yeah,
everywhere, man. You can't get rid of it. Like
it's
roach.
everywhere. It has so many uses. They have stretched it beyond what we thought it could do. And so yeah, I think JavaScript is like that cockroach that you can't kill.
Right. Okay. Okay. So Terry, I know you've developed your own you know financial management app per se, but is there one app that's out there right now that you wish you had invented? That was you.
Hmm. I would say probably Stripe. Like it's like the financial infrastructure of the internet, and I'm like, there's so much built upon finance and internet that like man, they were really smart to get moving on that solution. I could see like them doing so much more with it too. So that's it.
Mr. Randall.
That I'm like Donald. That's a hard question because I was on the ground floor, the cuspids of a lot of applications being so raw and so clunky that I have to say, as a whole, no name, but just as a whole, word processing, because it's basically a loop within a loop within a loop, and it's so fancy now and got all this graphic stuff on it. It's like everybody's using some type of word processor. It's
Hmm.
everywhere. I wish I would have been there and invented one of those.
Donald.
So the question is, if
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 there
there's
is there an app out there right now, like a app, something we're using out there right now that you like? You know what? I could have invented that. I wish I had invented.
open AI chat,
Oh God.
Okay.
Okay, this man here he had to come out with the draw
Yeah.
fold. The
I,
draw
I
fold.
don't I don't even I don't even want to be in that game. It's so competitive. They neck and neck. One day this team drop a model, next day the other team. I wouldn't
it's
be
like
able to see that.
it's like hood wars. It's like
Mm-mm.
hood wars. They the colors.
It was the same way with word processors. It was a war.
Yes, yes. So for me, I don't know. The first thing popped in my head was Uber, because I feel like I could have did that. I could have did that for sure.
What was it?
Uber.
Uber,
Google.
Uber,
Okay.
I could have
Uber,
did that.
Oh,
ride
Uber.
share.
Yeah,
Oh, Uber. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The technology was there when they created it. I was reading this book Zero to One by Peter Thiel, and he talks about like creating something brand new that never existed before. So I mean, the technology was there. They just put it together in a nice little package, and it's changed everybody's world concept.
I
Yep,
remember when they were talking about
yep.
the concept of basically getting into a car with a stranger and giving them a ride, and that was just like hell nah. That was the whole thing.
Every rule that our parents taught us not to do, we break them now.
Right.
Right.
Don't get in the car. Don't talk to strangers. Social media. Don't get in the car with strangers. We get in the car with Ubers, ride sharing all the time.
Every time.
We stay in the folks' house, the Airbnb.
Right.
Yeah. Sleeping in somebody else's bed.
Hold up. Hold up. Strangers going to pick up our food.
Right.
You don't know.
That's a big one, right?
You don't know. You don't know nothing about their car.
What about the strangers shopping for us?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do that. I don't let nobody do that. I mean, unless you buy
everything,
something I can't mess up.
The world done turned upside down.
Yeah, because we're in a convenience economy now. Like everything's built upon convenience.
It is. It is.
All right, Terry. I can't believe this is a hard question, but it is. It can be difficult. We're in Claude Code, ChatGPT, Gemini era right now. Terry, what was the last thing you Googled?
That's a good one. You see, I'm still thinking.
I'm thinking about that myself. What was the last thing I Googled?
It must have been some food, like what's in the area.
Man, are you thinking about that? Like, dude, we're talking about the thing that we use the most is like, do we even use that anymore? Google.
Right. Yeah. Because it's like when you go there now, all they do is give you some AI results, and you don't necessarily get the web pages like you used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I never thought that would come because it's like Google's the go-to for everything, but you see they're being disrupted and they have to figure out something else.
Mr. Randall.
Yeah. The last thing I just Googled was nearby Lego stores.
Okay. Ain't no Lego stores in Memphis.
No, but they put one in Little Rock. I just got from my search. There's a new one popping up in Little Rock, and there's a new one in the Nashville area.
4 hours. I hear you.
Yeah, we got 3 hours and 2 hours.
Well, go to Nashville. That way you can go to Opera Mill, so you can do something. Okay.
Yeah, but the other one's in Franklin. The new one's in Franklin, which is on the way to MTSU.
Okay, well that ain't that far then. Yeah, yeah. So we know what you're doing next weekend.
Yeah, going to the Lego store.
You going to Lego store. Donald.
Yeah, they just put out a brand new car, so it's coming out in July.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna need you to demo that for the next show. Okay.
Yeah, take your phone and film your visit.
Okay. Right. Film your visit when you're going in, all that, the whole process, the unboxing, and put it together, and programming it. Yeah, that's actually would be pretty good.
Yeah, and this is an advanced car. It's got this new advanced transmission. It's sweet.
Okay, all right, that's enough. That's a preview for next
time. I know.
Time.
We get off that bandwagon.
All right, Donald,
your turn.
What did you Google?
Well, I actually still use Google for when I don't want to have no conversation. So I Googled something this morning. I think when we were talking this morning, we were talking about we was talking about the new chat.
Yeah, the version
GPT 5.6 coming out. So I went and Googled that. So yeah, just so when I want a quick tidbit information, I still go to Google. I guess it speaks to my age.
Well, I go to Google.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I was looking up. Good.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Go
I was
Terry.
ahead,
just
Terry.
saying. I was just saying when I Google something, I Google the news, something that's happening.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah.
current events. Yeah. No, I was gonna say, yeah, I did look up. I got a new mini PC because I'm gonna start home labbing. I was looking up that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I was just thinking about something. I just thought about something. I was looking up the population of Memphis and Shelby County just before we got on for our banter. I forgot about that last search.
Oh,
So
okay.
what you up
Yeah.
to? Looking at population and stuff.
Running
Well,
for
you know,
office.
you remember I'm still in the financial. I'm getting into the financial game, so I
Yeah.
have to keep up with the population. So I wanted to figure out how big Memphis has grown or lost, and same thing with
Mhm.
Shelby County. So I'm trying to remember the numbers.
Mhm. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, this is my last one, Terry. If you wasn't in technology, you wasn't developing, what would you be doing right now?
Think probably like financial advisor or something like that. Or if not that, electrician. I'm starting to realize like, okay, the
In trade.
underlying electronics of it all is like that's pretty cool.
Okay, okay. Man, this is a hard one for well, I don't even know this question. Mr. Randall, if it wasn't for technology, what would you be doing?
Um, Probably music, since I diverted away from music, or or either be hardcore electronics instead of in the computer world and software world. I'll be hardcore electronics.
Okay. You're going to be installing radios in cars? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'll be actually creating everything instead of I'll be creating it and building it.
I got you. I'm just messing around with you. Donald, no technology.
I'm like random. It'll be music. Um,
Okay.
because actually when I first went to college, I was a music ed major, so music would
Okay.
have been it.
Okay. You and
Okay.
your brother. Okay. Yeah. The
Yeah,
music family.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
hmm
Gonna be out on
Yes,
Bill Street.
I have a love for a deep love for music.
All right.
I'll be cutting grass.
You be cutting grass. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of music, Donald, I got to go get my childhood piano and move it to my house.
Woo.
Okay.
Y'all see what kind of house Mr. Randall got? He finna put that baby. What is it called? Baby. I can't remember what the
Baby
name of the
grand
piano.
piano.
Baby
Yeah,
grand.
he finna
You
put.
got a baby
Yeah,
grand?
No,
yeah.
I have a short upright, but he talking
Right.
about
Okay.
He gonna put it in the front in the living room, right?
I couldn't fit a baby grand in here.
All right, you got it.
Okay.
You got it.
All
Wrap
right.
it up.
Okay, look, that's bad. We've been having a good time. Terry man, it's been really wonderful. Having you on the show. So, you know, we're gonna get an opportunity for you to give your plugs, plug your book, plug your links, plug how people can connect with you. We're gonna put that in the show description. But before we get to that, if there's anything that you want to leave with the listeners and the viewers, any bit of tidbit of advice, any words of wisdom, anything you want to pass along, what would that be? What do you want to say in this moment?
I would say be curious. Go and study the technology, not just like using cloud code. Understand like how did they come up with the concept? Like go read the white paper, go find out these techniques they use to improve it, and also how they built it. That's what I would say. You know, that'll lead you to where you want to go.
Awesome, great advice, great advice. So now this is the moment I want you to do a few things. I want you to plug your book, talk about your book, what it is, the name of it, where they can find it, and then give us what someone can contact you If they want to connect, if they want to connect with you, what's the best way to do that? And they also plug your app. Tell us where to find your app, where they can download it, and things like that.
Yeah, so the book I wrote is called How to Get Into Tech Without Spending a Ton on a Degree, because that's how I got through tech. I didn't go to college. I did a boot camp, so I wrote a book to help people step by step get to their first job in tech. So go and find that on Amazon. Also, I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Threads. Um, you can find me at Man with a Plan. That's ManWittaplan, Man with a Plan. And also, you can go to my personal website, Terry, THREATT at gmail.com. That's my personal website. You can find me, contact me there. And also download Toffee in the App Store. You just type in Toffee Debt and the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store, and you can find the application and you get your debt-free date.
All right, awesome. So listen, get your download the app, get your debt-free date, and those that want to enter into tech, make sure you get his book. And so with that being said, keep on being notable and black in tech. Peace out, you all.
Peace
All
out.
right.